Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
It is earnings day here. It's another big earnings day in addition to being a Fed day. One of the companies reporting earnings today was T-Mobile. Put out some really good numbers. Stock up 8.5% on the news. Mike Sievert joins us. He's the CEO of T-Mobile. He joins us here in our Bloomberg Interactive Broker Studio. Mike, thanks so much for coming here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
What does the market like about the results you put up today?
Well, look, we're just consistently outperforming expectations, and that's what the market looks for in a business like ours. We're taking share, we're growing, and then across the board, we beat expectations. We just finished the strongest growth year ever in our history, and that's saying something because we have a storied growth history in this company. And a lot of people wonder, is the big growth, run behind us? And we just demonstrated yet again, no, it's not.
It's hard for me to get really excited about my mobile service provider, but your customers, it's like they're in a cult. What's the secret sauce? That's my softball question.
Our corporate values start with this basic idea: love our customers. Give them more, ask less of them, and they notice. That's just a huge part of our brand. And we have this thing we do called T-Mobile Tuesdays, where every week customers come to our T-Life app, which has 50 million users, and they engage to find out how are we rewarding them this week. Do you know what this week's was? We gave away a Shack burger, like the world's best burger, for free to every single T-Mobile customer.
That's free Netflix too, if you sign it.
Absolutely.
So, Mike, you're in a competitive business. I think about the wireless business. The barriers to change are pretty minimal. Churn is always an issue. Your competitors are deep-pocketed. They're good competitors. Is it just you guys switching customers all the time, just for deals? Talk to us about the churn for your company, your business.
Well, churn's at historic lows across the industry, not just T-Mobile. We just had our best churn year ever. So people aren't switching a lot. When they are switching, the net share takers T-Mobile. So this is a great trend. I don't need for others to fail in order for us to succeed in our business. This is a great neighborhood. We just happen to be the best house in the neighborhood. And so we're outgrowing everyone, but this is a healthy, vibrant sector. Everyone's, growing and making money. I think that's great. Part of it is people can't get enough of the service that we all offer. At T-Mobile, we just guided again to a big year of revenue gains per customer. And that's not because of pricing. It's because customers are self-selecting up our rate card to our higher priced offers because they see the superior value and they want what we have to sell. That's a great dynamic, not just for T-Mobile, but for the industry.
The growth strategy is organic or M&A or what?
It's organic, principally. I mean, we do have a number of M&A deals in the pipeline that we're intending to close this year, centered around fiber, centered around other add-ons. We're also in acquiring a cellular company, U.S. Cellular. So, but by far, the growth is an organic growth story focused on taking share, adding revenues, deepening relationships with the existing customers that now number well past 100 million.
Some of those I
nationwide.
don't understand, like outdoor advertising. What does that have to do with your business?
Yeah, we just announced the acquisition of a company called Vistar, and we're a $1 billion advertising support company already. So this is a significant business for us. We call it marketing services for marketers by marketers. T-Mobile is a very famous marketer, and marketers want services from us. So we provide that already. But our T-Life app, part of what it does is it asks customers by the millions whether they would like to opt in to make their digital life better and their advertising more relevant. And then we can use data to provide marketers with an ability to put advertising in front of customers that they will actually appreciate. And our dream with place-based marketing, outdoor marketing, that's the Vistar acquisition, is to do that for the first time ever in outdoor advertising, so that for the first time, outdoor advertising, place-based advertising, can become an addressable market.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love the outdoor business. You can't switch channels on that. I took all those companies public back in the day. Apple, Mark Gurman, Bloomberg News. Apple has been working with SpaceX and T-Mobile on Starlink. What is Starlink?
Okay, so this is the ability to connect your mobile phone directly to satellite service. This is a huge breakthrough. We announced our intention to partner with SpaceX over 2 years ago, and now finally it's coming to market with an opening of our beta a couple weeks ago. We're bringing on thousands of users, and soon, way more than that. We're going to throw the doors open on this thing. If you can see the sky, you're connected.
You
That's
don't
our
have to
vision.
point the iPhone at the...
That's
right.
correct. These are low Earth orbit satellites, so they're easier for your phone to find and vice versa. But this country, you guys, has 500,000 square miles uncovered by any cellular network. And it's a massive part of our landmass, and we're about to close that coverage gap.
Okay, so if on my bucket list is a trip to the South Pole, I don't need cellular service down there. I could just use a T-Mobile, iPhone, Starlink.
Well, I'm going to have to check on how good the LEO coverage is. But one of the things you point out, and very quickly to follow our terrestrial coverage across the continental U.S. and big parts of Alaska, is the world's oceans. That's a big piece of this because now you'll be able, not right away, but as soon as we are able to turn it on, you'll be able to get your service across the U.S. and as you travel around the oceans outside the reach of any cellular signal.
It's in beta testing right now? It's just confined to messaging?
Hundreds of satellites are in the air. We have a free beta service going on. We're starting to let people into it. Right now it's text messaging only, but fast to follow will be light data services and eventually voice.
So I can get rid of my satellite phone. We don't need that anymore?
I think the time will come when that's the case.
Yeah.
Top line growth, 4 to 5% for you guys. That's how I think about the wireless business. Is that all pricing? If so, how do you think about the pricing environment out there?
It's share taking and self-selecting up our rate card. Very little pricing. And so those are the big dynamics. Postpaid service revenue growth, 8%, more than double the rate of our peers. And so this is a dynamic that makes T-Mobile so different in this space because we're not only growing the top line, but we're translating it into financial growth on the bottom line. 25% year-over-year growth in cash flows, $17 billion, our highest ever.
Now, how do you raise prices? You sort of touched on this just briefly before, but how do you raise prices without scaring away your cult members?
Cult members. Well, one thing is people, we have a rate card with a variety of options, and people choose at an increasing rate the prices that are higher up because they want what we have to sell. Do you know that 60% of our new customers coming in the front door choose one of our 2 most premium plans? Because those are the ones that are most packed with value, and they're here for a reason. They want more data. They want the experience that T-Mobile can provide with the world's best 5G network.
Subscriber acquisition costs, how are they trending for you guys these days?
They're pretty flat, and that's good. We're very comfortable with this business model. It's a high CLV, value exchange. One of the things about this business, it's reliable, it's predictable. We do what we say. We try to exceed what we say, and it's growing. And that's one of the things that really distinguishes us in a group of peers, not just in the U.S., but around the world.
There is a Fed meeting today. Can you tell me how, if at all, rates affect your business?
Well, we're a big debt issuer, so obviously it's relevant in the long haul.
What's the debt right now?
With 2.5 leverage against EBITDA, so it's very significant. EBITDA's in the 31, very significant debt, but it's also a stack that's investment grade, it's long term, it's spread out, so it doesn't affect us in an immediate way, but in the long haul, of course, as a debt issuer.
Where would you like that leverage ratio to be?
Right where it is.
Okay. Market structure in the wireless business, 3 main players. Okay. Is there room for a 4th? And I think about my old friend Charlie Ergen. For the last 15 years, I have no idea what he's doing with the spectrum. And I don't think the market knows either.
Well, he's operating, a major brand and Boost Mobile. And the other thing is the cable companies, Charter and Comcast taken together, who don't overlap, kind of constitute an additional carrier as well. Yeah. And they are really growing their mobile service at a significant pace. Not as significant as us. We're the growth leaders, but it's it shows that this is a vibrant market with a lot of competition.
And the smaller markets, that's a big deal for you too, right?
Yeah, 40% of the country, everything that's not the top 100 markets, we call smaller markets in rural areas. It's a huge source of our growth right now.
And so on a revenue per user, how do you guys stack up to your peers?
They're both above us.
Okay.
And it shows that there's room to run for us because, we came from a place that is much more value oriented. We're never going to give up those value roots. I mean, the lower prices and better deal is a big part of who we are. But at the same time, last year we addressed some very outdated rate plans that just don't make sense anymore after a decade. And there's more opportunity like that as well, as long as we're true to who we are, which is a great value.
What's the biggest challenge you face going forward right now?
Well, it's demonstrating to people that this is not just a present growth story, that it has legs. And that's a big piece of what I spend my time on, is making sure that, out in 26, 27, 28, that this growth keeps right on rolling in. And you see that in our organic strategies, but also some of the inorganic things we've talked about.
All right, Mike, thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Mike Sievert, he is the CEO of T-Mobile. Again, the company just reported earnings today, beat earnings on the top line and the EBITDA line, which is where Mike was saying a lot of these investors look. And right now we got the stock up about 8.5%, so a good day for T-Mobile.